Hi, and welcome back to Sticks and Strings. I'm Naomi.
I'm Beth.
I'm Eve.
And we're here again. It is, I think you will be seeing this, and it'll be August.
It'll be
right?
August by the time you see it. Yes, last day of July we're filming.
August, which is, so now it's no longer my birthday month.
I knew it was the last day of the month because I got my tiny modernist thing for the next month.
Oh,
And it's now Eve's birthday month.
Yes.
So, but yeah, so we're here. We had a little bit of a field trip this morning.
Mm-hmm.
They made me go. They made
Oh,
me
yeah,
spend
for
money.
sure.
I went and grabbed her and pulled her out of
Literally.
the house.
And we went to a place called The Attic. It is our local needle shop.
yes, many of you have shopped there.
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's to me, because I'm not a cross stitcher, right? But I go there and I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm going to insert some pictures here of us looking for threads and just the shop itself. I love all the samples on the wall. And it's overwhelming, really. And the way it's laid out, there's like nooks and crannies and nooks and crannies and crannies and nooks where you just turn the corner and there's a whole bunch more patterns, and then you turn the corner. And it's kind of a wonderland.
Well, and not just
You can
patterns.
just get-
I mean,
oh, well.
just stuff.
Yeah, just stuff and
Yeah.
and accessories and
Threads
and
yeah.
project bags and
I
lotion
went.
packs
I
and-
wanted to go for some threads, and Beth wanted threads.
Threads, yeah.
and
Well, and
didn't-
I knew there were a couple of patterns that I wanted to look for.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't want anything, but I came out with stuff. I'll go first. What I got, I found this. I was just looking, but I found this. You can't see it. I'll put a close up of it. It is the beginning of a verse that my husband and I used on our wedding invitations from Song of Solomon. And this part says, "For lo, the winter is past, the rain is over and gone, the flowers appear in the earth, and the time of the singing birds has come." So, and it's just like a spring scene, but it's so beautiful and it's very meaningful to us. So I got that.
Who's that
And
designer?
it is Milady's Needle, designed by Gloria Moore. And it's called Winter is Past. And I got the threads to go
She
with
just
it.
now has to find a fabric.
But now I need a
appropriate.
fabric. I'm thinking of going to the store of Beth and stealing some fabric from her. And I got some thread drops because I am a thread drop queen. And I love that. So that's my haul for the
And
week.
mine is very minor. I bought this Stitching with the Housewives pattern like the week it came out, and
What's it called?
It's called
Oh yeah, that's so cute.
and to all a good night. And it's charted in Classic Colorworks, and I have almost all the threads for it, but I was looking at the pattern and looking at everything, and I wanted to do it in Weeks Dye Works, and I have a lot of Weeks Dye Works, and I have Gentle Arts and Classic Colorworks, but because the houses have a lot of, they're bigger, and the trees, I was like, I really want to see the variation in the threads, and I really like Weeks Dye Works threads. So I wanted to go there rather than ordering it online. It's nice to support your local needlework shop. But I wanted to see the threads so I could see if they were close in color to the charted colors. I already had this red, and looks all ready. And this is Louisiana hot sauce. And I had Icicle, which is what I'm going to use for the white. It's got blues in it.
Yeah, when you held it up to the camera, it looked very blue.
Yeah, it's got blues in it, and I'll try to remember to take a close-up of these threads with the pattern. But, and then I have blue topaz. She has really tealy charted, and I thought, well, maybe that'll work, right? So I went there. You need 3 skeins of the white color, and I only have 1. So I went there, and they only had 1 more. And because these are dye lots, I ordered 3 because I want to make sure they're the same color. So while I was there, I chose the other colors, and let me show them to you. I'm not going to say every color, I'm just going to show them to you. I found another color that I liked better, and to replace Really Teely, and it's, I said I wasn't going to show them all to you. Island Breeze, and then the 2 greens for the trees,
Those are pretty.
and then I chose this one for the reindeer.
You'll take some photos of
Yeah,
this.
I'll take close up. And I didn't like that. None of the colors really matched Queen Bee, but I liked this yellow, so I got that one. It's brighter, but there's a lot of variation in it. And for clay pot, I got this.
That's pretty.
And then the last one is this really cool butterscotch. Lots of variation in it. And so I'm going to be doing it in Weeks Dye Works instead of Classic Colorworks. So, and then I saw these little bunnies. Now, I don't use thread drops, but I saw these little bunnies. And these
so
are
cute.
already on type, like thread drop type thing. And I thought maybe I would just go ahead and put them on these.
How come
So,
there's 2 holes in that?
I don't
There's 2
know.
holes
Did I
in
design
that.
them?
One to hold the. Oh. You can put your. I don't know. You can put your
Like your
current.
what I did,
thing
yeah.
and- yeah.
What I did with the ones I just cut. I just cut. These are fancy for me. These thread drops. They're little they look like teardrops.
That's what I got.
But yeah, she got the bunny ones. Oh yeah.
No, I got the bunny ones.
I
Yeah.
said she got the
Yeah.
bunny ones. I got the regular ones. But I would put like my current thread, my leftover of my current one, next to them. But you could put it in that little hole on the bunny. I almost got the bunnies, but these had more, so I decided to buy these. But so that was, what did you get at the
What did I get?
She's busy counting.
I'm
That's what
counting.
she's
Sorry.
like.
My haul's under here.
She has quite a haul.
My attic haul. So, I had decided at one point, let me put this aside because I'll keep that probably. I had ordered the Rabbit series
Oh
from
yeah,
Ink
you
Circles.
said you
Yeah.
decided to do it in silks.
And I decided, yeah, it's charted in silks. And at first, I wasn't gonna do it in silks. I was gonna, because there's a DMC conversion and blah blah blah. So, but for cross stitch camp, I'm doing for August, the January Rabbit only uses 2 colors. So I thought, well, okay, I can get my feet wet with that and use silks, because the challenge is a new to you fabric or floss, and I've never used silk before.
What if you hate it?
I don't think I will.
Just say-
I decided then that I was going to do the whole series, and I'm going to do them all in silks. That's why I was going to the attic, and I people had mentioned the Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue.
She was showing me some of the patterns
So-
that are so cute.
Yeah. The one I really want to do is, this one is really funny. There's like the emoticons, there's the happy pumpkin and the afraid pumpkin, and then there's a cat, and then there's a scary pumpkin.
Oh, let me see. Oh, that's so like emojis.
Yeah.
Oh, how cute emojis, but they're pumpkins. We'll take a picture of the front of this.
But the one I think is really cute too, is a Lindy Stitches design that's in here.
Is it on the back?
Huh?
There's some on the back. I
Yeah.
saw.
But let me see this one here. Let me see if there's
We can take a
a
photo.
page here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This Broomstick Brigade, it's called.
Oh, that's so you. It's a broomstick with
down
kitties
here.
on it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Let me see.
it's really cute. There's all kinds of cat
Yeah.
designs in it.
That's fun.
Yeah. So I knew I wanted to get that magazine. And then I wanted to get
Rachel alert! Rachel alert!
I saw that
Rachel,
there's an
alert.
owl, yeah.
Halloween owls.
Yeah.
That would be a good project for you, Rachel, because you're starting to do your cross stitch.
Rachel, while you watch this, you should be working on it.
Yeah, get after cross stitch. We know we see you. We see you not cross stitching.
She's trying to learn, and it takes a lot of
This is cute
trial and
stuff.
error.
That monsters.
Floral wire.
Yeah,
Okay.
these little monsters.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
I like
Listen.
this zombie frog. I
Oh,
wanna
how
do
cute. Those are cute.
She showed me it's scary when it was very creepy.
that. But so anyway, so I knew I wanted to get that
This is
magazine. Excuse me.
Do they do like seasonal themes all the time? Like,
They have just, it's a regular, monthly subscription, but
Huh.
this is out of the, separate from the monthly
2021
subscription.
special
Yeah.
collector's issue.
Yeah.
That's fun.
So they do that, and I think they do one, I imagine, for Christmas or something. But
That's fun. Neat,
Yeah.
neat.
So I got that one. And then I found the Priscilla's Pocket Bunny.
Another bunny.
The
Oh, that's the one you were
Stoneware
looking
bunny.
for?
Yeah.
Did I
had-
just say that?
Yeah.
That's the one you were looking for?
Yeah.
Is this here the one you were looking for? That's so cute.
But,
little
yeah.
bunny.
So, yeah, because I had seen, I think they had, they had, in the, like, display or whatever, that one, but
that,
they didn't have the pattern.
Yeah. You know that scene in Harry Potter where they go into what's her face's vault and everything they touch
Yeah.
multiplies?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna come here and that whole living room's gonna be full of those little stoneware pattern pillows. Just they'll just be falling out the windows and doors.
And speaking of bunnies,
Oh no, another bunny.
I got this as a scattered seed samplers, acts of kindness pin keep.
Oh, it's so
And there's a
cute.
little bunny.
More bunnies.
Yeah,
I thought you liked elephants.
I do, but I like bunnies too.
There's a
on a
lot
bunny
more
kick.
bunnies in cross stitch than there are elephants, I'm sure. It's so cute. Okay.
And then Heartstring Sampler, she has this Sunday Stitches series, I guess, and this is called
Take your hand off. From that.
Abide with Me.
Oh, there's the hymn right there.
Yeah.
So it's a hymn set, but the hymn every week.
Sorry.
I asked her to turn that off when we
meant
before we
to
started.
I meant to turn my notifications
But
off.
this is words from a hymn, and then there's border, but I would just notice that the actual hymn book is right here, so you could actually go play it on the piano if you want. Because we're like, I don't think we know this, but she liked the design.
I know the Abide with Me thing, but I don't know those particular words. So
But anyway,
I don't know
that's
if it's-
pretty.
Yeah.
We'll put up a picture of that, and then you
Kinda
got
turn
your
my
threads.
Notifications off, but it's too complicated.
It's called the volume.
But so
button.
then, so I know, but my volume button doesn't seem. I don't know. Never mind. But anyway, so I got a bunch of Gloriana silks. They didn't have all the colors there, but I might order them online just because I don't want to wait. But so I got a bunch of colors.
Oh, pretty. Oop. Oh,
Yeah. So
that's pretty. How come this one's so little?
I don't know. It's something different. I don't know. I think it's a different length of thing. But, we'll see. I might have to order some more or something. I don't know.
That's fun.
But so, yeah.
So that's your haul
So that's my
That was our
haul
little
from the
trip.
attic.
to the
Woo!
attic.
Sorry,
It was,
little birdie.
I guess I get overwhelmed.
I wish that was all my haul.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It's today's haul.
Yeah, from the attic
From
home.
the attic. All right, I'm gonna go first in current projects. As you know, I finished a little rainbow sweater, and I had a big cake of yarn left over. So I was like,
Let me put this.
I have 1,000
Sorry,
projects. Wait,
I'm
making
crink-
noise.
I'm crinkling.
Crinkle. Crinkly. Sorry.
I'm trying to find a place to put
Just pull the
this,
Band-Aid off and crinkle the pad. No, but so anyway, I had a big cake of that rainbow yarn left, and so I was like, what can I do? I have 1,000 projects. I'll cast on a new one. But I made this. I haven't sewn in the threads yet. Let me hide them here. I made this little hat. Look at it. So it's called
adorable.
I pulled up the pattern here. It was a free pattern. Oh wait, wrong finger. I don't like that finger. It's called the Tappy Hattie. Tappeehatee. I found it online. It's just a slip stitch pattern, but and you do a 3 needle bind off at the top, so it has this little thing. And then I haven't done yet, but you put on little pom poms on the end. So I made these 2 pom poms to kind of match the purple pink, and so that'll be.
Oh,
That's gonna go
so cute
with
in
the.
that.
That's gonna go with the little sweater.
That
It's
reminded me of this picture. This is Wolfgang.
Oh yeah. It's a
'Cause I thought-
little dog with a hat on.
A little dog with a hat on.
So that I just made that, whipped it up. It took me just a couple days to make that. So I distracted
it was
myself
like
from
this.
all the things I must do. And last week I showed you an unplied version of that yarn that I fell in love with, the Cotswold. And so here it is plied up. I'm going to pull it out. It's not, so this is, it hasn't had a bath yet. So it might really bloom in the bath, and with hot water and thwacking it might bloom. But so this is the Cotswold yarn. It's a nice fingering weight. I did it 3-ply with a chain ply. It's kind of like crochet, like when you do a crochet loop, but it's just really long and then it twists on itself. But it's not as I don't want to say soft, but it's not as soft as I imagined it would be. But I would definitely wear this next to my skin. It's pretty nice. So what do you guys think? It's a little bit on the scratchy
It's a little
side.
scratchy, yeah.
A little bit. It's like wool. It's not alpaca.
I think once you give it a bath, it's.
But I
gonna be
think
softer.
with a bath, it's gonna floof up pretty
wait.
nicely. But anyway, so that's that Cotswold. This is my experiment. I'm gonna make something with it and see how I like it. Like I said, I was so blown away with the spinning of it, and going through my hands, and even plying it. So sometimes really rough wool, when you're plying it and it's going through your fingers, it can be on the rough side, like this Jacob wool a little bit. So I think I told you this was the original Esau Jacob wool that I made. It's pretty just light gray. And then this is also from the same sheet, but you can see how much darker it is. I got it all plied up. And I was pretty consistent with the width. So my plan is to use these in my big swirl sweater. So this will go first on the outside, because you start on the outside and you go around in a spiral. So I would start first with this and then transition to this, which is kind of barber pole gray, and then go to the dark Naomi wool, and then that would be the rest of the sweater. So that's my plan. I don't know. In terms of yardage, I'm like, that sweater is so big, I don't even know if I have enough yardage to go all the way around. I don't know. I'm experimenting. Just thinking. I might make a different pattern once I get it all spun up. So that was my spinning adventure. I should say plying adventure this week. And then I'm very proud to share with you this. So this is my little Oliver green sweater for Oliver, and I was able to put on the ribbing. It's hard. It doesn't show up very well, does it?
It shows up in person.
In person, you can see that this is.
I see it in the.
This
video.
is green,
Yeah.
and then this is that gray.
Mhm.
It'll be a very subtle and sophisticated little sweater for my friend Oliver. And so I was able to put on I finally made the length. I was like, is it 8.5? Is it 8.5? Is it 8.5? I finally made the length, under the arm, and then put on the
ribbing.
the ribbing. And so then I was able to pick up the sleeve stitches. So here's the little sleeve starting here. So I do the sleeves down to the cuffs, and then on both sleeves, and then I add on the front here, it's rolled up because of the stockinette stitching, but we'll go a button band and a shawl collar around the front. And then pockets. So it would be the olive green pocket with a gray little band on the top, and then elbow patches. So cute.
My grandfather.
So this sweater is called Gramps by, I think it's Tin Can Knits. Let me make sure.
I think
But
we
it's so
have
cute.
a video of my grandfather wearing a sweater almost exactly like that.
Yeah, that's why they call it that, because it's like but it's sized for little kids, so you could make a baby wearing a grandpa sweater.
And
It's-
Tim had a something like that in that video where he's
Gramps,
marching.
yeah, it's Tin Can Knits. Yeah, so it's real cute, real cute. So I'm excited, making progress, and 'cause I really, what is it? It's going to be August 1st, and I really wanted to get at least the 2 sweaters done by the time the MCAL, the mystery knit along. I have progress. So I bought the pattern became available, and I bought it. I showed you those 4 colors of yarn that I had. I caked them up, and then we got, as the first clue, you get a schematic like this, and you decide over here. You decide A, B, C, and D, and then you colored in. This is not what the shawl will look like. It's very silly. Like it says here, at the top it says texture and a cat surprise at end. And then it says here, employee of the month, because Sharon from security is always the employee of the month. Well, I can't read this because it's kind of a little bit of a cuss word right here. And then this says, send sushi, never fed, facts. And down here it says, busticated. So it just, contrast words so you can color it in and see what you think of. And so I have it, the B color is the one it says is used the most often and is kind of like a background. So I decided to do the gray, my gray yarn as the B color, and then the blue is A, the magenta, it looks pink here, but magenta is C, and then the D is variegated. But as I looked at it, the D is used the least, at least in this schematic. And so I may clarify that with the designer, with Casapinka, but so I may switch the magenta and the variegated. So I use more of the variegated because I love that yarn. So anyway, that's fun. And then she also includes a little drink recipe. This is the flamethrower, and you can make it as a mocktail or a cocktail, whichever you want. So that's fun. So that's my fun, getting ready for August. But I really want to get this sweater done in time before the mystery knit along starts. I think it's like the 15th, the 18th, something like that. So I'm working on it, trying to get this mostly done. Anyway, that's me. I'm done.
I'll go
just
next.
sit here and knit a sleeve.
I'll go
I
next.
didn't talk about what I'm knitting. I mean, what I'm
Yeah.
stitching.
We all talked about our haul. Now we're talking about what we're doing.
Okay. Go ahead.
So just
So
pay attention,
I
Beth.
was supposed to.
I have taken photos and a little video of the cicada, scissor fob. It's not on the Etsy site yet because I was like, what did I do this week? Oh, well, then I looked at this stack of stuff. I went, oh. This is also going to go up there.
Foxes.
The project.
Yeah, and we might be making some changes to how we do that. We might be selling these as a set from now on. We're going to have a discussion about that. But it's foxes, and it looks like mom and dad foxes and baby foxes.
They're so cute. Their big
Reminds
ears.
me of the movie we saw.
Yes, yeah. We'll talk about the movie.
Yeah, we saw a very strange movie. They made me go.
I loved it.
It was a good movie, but it was
We'll talk about it. Okay, talk about your stuff.
Okay, so that's the Etsy thing. That should be up by this afternoon. Well, I have to go somewhere else. So maybe tomorrow afternoon. And
Which would be today. When you see
when you
this
see
video.
this, it'll be today.
Tomorrow is today's tomorrow.
I did some work.
It's like that movie we
Excuse
saw.
me.
Naomi, can you stand up?
Yeah, just a second. I'm looking for some yarn. Hold on.
And
Okay. Huh?
Can you stand up?
Yeah. Let's cover Beth.
Yeah.
I covered her with wool last week.
This is half of my quilt top.
It looks so cozy.
And I'm gonna do the other half and then I'll put them together.
There's Beth.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks so comfy. Like
So-
this reminds me of like Saturday morning cuddling. I like it. It's beautiful.
And
It's fun.
It's everything seems to be coming together correctly. No weird out, where it doesn't fit right.
Yeah.
So, but
edges feel-
I have yet to go. I have yet to go, so we'll see. The edges feel all even and everything.
That's good.
So, yeah.
That's good.
So, and in talking about this, I purchased. I had already planned on starting. I'd sewn some of it together, like the rows, but I was going to sew the rows together, and I went ahead and bought this at Mole Queen. It's a little magnet that goes on the metal part of your sewing machine to have the
fabric guy.
have the fabric run right against it so that you can sew a straight seam. And I wasn't doing
Do
too
you
bad.
have a 1/4 inch foot?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that helps.
Yeah.
I have a 1/4 inch foot, but it bites my threads. Any frayed threads, it'll bite it, and so it doesn't prevent me from stitching, but it grabs the threads, and I
It's
have
annoying.
to stop every once in a while.
Yeah. And while I was at Mole Queen, I bought these project bags. Now, I'm not saying don't buy our project bags, because certainly you should. But I have one like this already, and this zipper is like a pocket attached to the front. And then they have these smaller things, and I can put some smaller projects in this. But they're called Alvin, Alvin mesh bags.
Alvin with like a V with a Victor,
V like Victor.
or V
Alvin like that.
Alvin like Alvin and the Chipmunks. So.
Yeah.
And they're just really cool. I like them. And then the other, I've showed you guys the pictures of the batik fabric that I want to make. This is my practice quilt that I want to make a real quilt for. And the reason I want to just really get this other quilt done is my dog has been pulling stuffing out of my comforter again and barfing.
and dog.
I know. And I think that a quilt is not as puffy,
Yeah.
as a comforter, and so she won't be so tempted to bite it. We shall see. But the
Famous
fabric that I
quilt.
wanted for the borders is on back order. It's on back order. It's on back order. It's on back order. I have it on order, but I said go
It's
ahead
not
and leave
that?
it. No, this is
Oh, it's a different one?
this is my second choice. And I went ahead and got a couple 2 yards of it in case that other one comes through before I'm ready to sew it together.
Mm-hmm.
I won't worry about it until I'm ready to put the borders on.
Yeah.
So if I get the fabric that I want for the borders, I'll make pillow shams
Oh,
out of this. So, but I got that. And then we talked
cute.
about,
it's so cute.
I got a tumbler, a pattern, but thing. It was just in the stack. So we talked about this gnome fabric last week, and I said that I had purchased
And I said
it
I hadn't purchased it.
with
So
yardage.
cute.
And I mean, it is adorable. Some of these, it has
So
this
what's
one's
it called?
going this way, but the others in here are going the other way. What is this? The series called?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh, you lost the paper. Oh.
Gnome Antics.
Mm.
Gnome Antics.
Gnome Antics. Yeah, and it's all Christmassy.
Yeah, and my idea was to make a Christmas quilt for this room, or maybe my bed, but just nothing huge. Just one of the
Something simple.
to cover. My dad
Your
gets
dad,
cold
yeah.
easily,
Or me
and
when I'm here. because it's
Yeah.
so cute.
And it's got some
One of
really
them-
cute patterns in
One
it.
of them, it has a gnome riding a little horse, and then there's another gnome standing there, and he's got his beard tied with a little red ribbon. It's so cute.
There's one where there's a deer. There's little hats just flying in the air.
There's a little hats.
Yeah, and there's just, I mean, some really cute things. This sleds, you can't see it here, but I'll take this apart and take pictures.
We'll take
but
pictures.
I bought Gnome Fabric. If you recall, I bought Gnome Fabric at Hobby Lobby, and I haven't looked at it next to this, but I am pretty sure that it will. Hi, sorry, we needed to pause.
We had a little pause for.
But while we were paused, I pulled out this Gnome Fabric, and these I think will look just fine with 90% of these.
Oh yeah, little compliment.
Yeah, so they'll be able to
Or
complement
you
each
could
other.
still use that yardage for bags. Or
I am
whatever.
going to be using some yardage for
Yeah,
bags, but
yeah.
I mean, if I want to pull like whatever's left over over here.
Makes sense.
So,
Like, why can't I not see this? I took my
And-
glasses off.
lastly,
It's like,
I have a finish.
Oh yeah, nice.
My
Coop Parade.
Coop Parade
So
by
where,
Twin Peaks
where are
Primitive.
Stitching with the Housewives located? That's a Stitching with
This
the
is-
Housewives.
No,
No,
this
this
is Twin
is-
Peaks Primitive. They're
Oh.
in
Twin Peak Primitives are in
Holland. Holland.
Oh,
the Netherlands.
Yeah.
oh really?
Yeah.
Because Mark, my husband saw. So Mark saw that pattern and said, "Why did he make a Texas flag?" Because it looks like the Texas flag, and so I thought it was Stitching with the Housewives, or maybe they were in Texas, or the designers were in
No.
Texas, or something.
There's
Anyway,
that one, and there's a maple leaf one.
because he's so he loves flags. He's like Sheldon, fun with flags. He loves flags. So he's.
He saw it. He watches this. He watches.
No, he saw.
An update.
I think he saw me editing the video, and he saw your pattern, and he's like, "Why'd you make a Texas flag?" I'm like, "I don't know. That's just what this is." It's like, "Well, that's a Texas flag." I'm like, "Okay, good for the flag." All right, Beth, I think you're up.
Okay.
Oh,
I
and I'm
have-
working on one of my own patterns. Sorry.
I have a finish.
Again.
Another finish. And
Where is it?
just a second.
She has it there.
Let me put this before I forget what I'm doing here. Sorry. So, I don't want to show, I don't have a picture, so I just want to show the title of, this is Stitching with the Housewives. Pumpkin Pile. And I don't know if,
I don't think they can see that from
yeah,
here.
I know.
Our camera's a little far today,
Yeah.
but we're all in frame, so that's a
Yes.
that's a unique thing.
I've been having a discussion with someone in one of the stitching groups that I'm in. I don't think it's the Stitching with the Housewives group, but I mean I don't know. But anyway, about this pattern.
You mean on Facebook?
Yeah, on Facebook. About this pattern because I think it might be a freebie pattern because it says, "Thank you so much for stitching with us during Housewives Halloween. Enjoyed this design as a little something extra from us." So I don't know if it was free with the purchase of another pattern or if it was a freebie that they had or whatever at the time because this came out a few years ago. Couple
You
years
just had
ago,
it in
2
your
or 3 years
stash
ago.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
So I had this pattern in my stash and I had not started it until not last year, but possibly the year before. And then I only did a little bit of it and then, went on to do other stuff. And so, this year for Mania, I did a whip Mania, but I pulled out like 21 whips which is basically all of my whips. There's a couple that I need to work on, but so I did 21 days, for 2021. So I only did like 1 day on each thing. But since I'm sort of marking time till August 1st when cross stitch camp, the next session of cross stitch camp starts, I've been working on various things. And so I finished Pumpkin Pile.
That's cute. I love
We
that
encouraged
color.
her not to start something new because she wanted to start what she's working on right now. And I said, no, finish that.
So I finished Pumpkin Pile.
It's so cute.
I love the fabric on that.
Yeah.
She dyed some really
This
awesome
is
fabric.
this is I want to say 32 count linen. I dyed it originally for
That's really
the
cute.
Tiny Modernist Sleepy Hollow mystery Sal that they had in it could have been 2019. I think it was 2018. But it was too dark because that pattern has a lot of black in it, and I thought the black wouldn't show up well, whatever. So I re-dyed some other fabric, and it was kind of more of a gray, grayish. The gray was too dark. This was a gray color, but I think I left it in too long, or I had too much of the gray, and so it came out very black. And so when I re-dyed it, I did it a little bit lighter. But so I had all this fabric, and I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, because it was a pretty big piece, because the Sleepy Hollow pattern is very big. But so I thought, well, it'll work for this really well. So I cut a piece of it for this.
Yes.
So that's done, and it is charted in Classic Colorworks. But so one of these colors, the little pink color on the cat, is Blushing Beauty, because I happen to have that for something else, I think. And then there is a DMC conversion, but I took the DMC. I think the white is a DMC 3865, and then the others I took the DMC colors and compared them to Weeks Dye Works that I had in my stash, and so the rest of them are Weeks Dye Works colors.
It's so
yeah.
cute.
So the only thing is that came out kind of funny is the gray of the cat is a little bit, close to the. It's hard to see, but I think with the whiskers and the eyebrows, it stands out enough.
I can see it.
Yeah,
I think it's
and
nice.
then the cat's collar is a little hard to see because it's purple and orange. So you can see the orange, but the purple is a little hard to see. But I don't know, and I don't know how I'm gonna FFO it. Because, that's the way I am. So then, what I'm currently stitching on, because again, I was just sort of marking time, and instead of working on one of my whips or on Spring Scamper, which, I just kind of got tired of it, and so I've set it aside for a while, And I was actually going to do some FFOing, and that's another story. But so instead, though, I started on this Owl Forest kit because I've had these for a while now. I don't know
About a month.
if I got them in. No, I've had them longer than that. But I have like one larger pattern and two small ones like this kits, and I ordered them from the Owl Forest site. It's all in Russian. But they have several fables, and this is the Elephant and Pug fable. But so the kit comes with fabric, very nicely serged. I think it's Belfast linen. Yeah, it's Wargart Belfast linen.
Oh yeah, that's what I should do. I have a serger. I always forget. I have a serger, and I can serge the edges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
my
might have to
stuff.
pay you to serge my fabrics.
I'd do it.
But
It
it
drives
comes
me
with
bananas.
it comes with thread, their own variegated thread, and a needle, And the larger kit has a needle minder in it. The smaller kits don't have a needle minder, but they come with the threads and the needle, the fabric, and the pattern. And so I just started on it. So this is the elephant's, part of the elephant's little saddle thing, blanket, whatever you call it. And then the lettering, and it's all in, in Cyrillic, so you can't, whatever. I don't even know what it says. But yeah,
Oh, she should
but it's
Google it.
really,
You should check because it could say something bad. You put it
But
all
it's-
over the internet,
it's,
some bad thing.
really, really pretty variegation. So
Nice.
yeah, and yeah, this is like his little the thing on his head, on the elephant's head.
So
This
what are you
little
starting
blob.
on August 1st? You're starting that.
On August 1st,
that
I'm
January?
January rabbit. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So yeah.
I've seen that already. Yeah.
This is, and the kit, this particular design is only 60 by 60, so and it's a lot of empty space, so yeah.
I'm usually up after midnight, so I'm going to start my mouse tonight.
Mm.
I think.
Yeah, and so and the other thing,
So Eve, excuse me, you've been on time with your projects, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool. So
Yeah,
I know you
I-
were worried that July you wouldn't make it. but you
Well, I dropped everything else and really concentrated on it. So, yeah. I knew
So-
I would get behind on Tiny Modernist, and I'm okay with that.
so I was the other thing I was going to do is I was going to FFO that blessed pattern I talked about last time, and I was waiting on a fabric to back it with, and because I had ordered through 123 Stitch, I'd ordered some colors from Lady Dot Creates, and so these are the 3 greens that I ordered. This one is string bean. It's a little on the grayish green side. And then these 2, Bells of Ireland and Peapod. So Peapod was the one I was waiting on. And of these 2, I think I'm going to go with Peapod.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit darker green, and I just like it a little better. It matches the grass of the
Better.
design a little bit better. I still haven't decided about the trim. This mossy that I have from Lady Dot Creates is a little on the gray side, and and the yarn that I have in there is also a little on the gray side, and I think I want something a little bit more green, maybe something closer to this color or something darker. And as a matter of fact, when I was at Hobby Lobby yesterday,
Day before
day
yesterday.
before, I don't
I don't
remember.
know.
Look at this green.
Yeah, on the camera it looks better. Even from here, it looks gray to me here.
What you need to do is take
But-
that fabric with you.
But I saw some yarn. I was looking at at the blanket yarns. Like the one I have a black, and I have a
You
sort
mean
of
like a chenille yarn?
yeah, like a. Okay, so I was looking at the blanket, the velveteen yarn. It's
chenille.
yeah, and they had like some really nice baby yarn, I guess is
Mhm.
and in that chenille, and had some really nice colors, but not they were all like pinks and blues and blah blah blah. But they had a blanket yarn or whatever that was a really good color, but it was too big, too thick, and so.
Well, I was gonna say, you should look at a bulky.
Well,
see.
but I mean, this was very, very, very big. And I don't
Just
want
take
anything
the
that
fabric
big.
with you, examine what they have, and
They
then
also,
go to a different store.
Beth, they also have in the actual sewing trims. They
Mhm.
have trims
Yeah.
with a little hem that
Mhm.
you put
Yeah.
inside. So like a piping.
Yeah, but
that
like I
was-
said, I was looking at colors and I didn't see anything that really caught my eye you know, except like I said, that one color skein of yarn but it was too big. It was bigger than I wanted. So I'm still, you know, on the search for a trim, but I think I can do work on the FFO on everything except, you know, the trim, because I'm just gonna make do a pillow finish out of it. So the design is finished, and I put all the little charms on there. I do want to put some what do you call it? Iron on interfacing, and then put the backing fabric on there. But
Yeah.
so it should
Oh, that's nice.
it should work. Yeah. So and I had some other stuff I bought at Hobby Lobby. You know. Yeah.
Well,
Oh, and the other thing I want to talk about was I've been I've talked about this, I think, on my channel, and not a little bit here, but I've been going through and reorganizing my patterns, and we talked about this, about how my tastes have changed over the years. From what I used to buy, you know, in the 90s when I was actively looking. Sorry, let me grab this bag over here. And so, you know, I was going through all my stash of patterns and stuff, and pulled a bunch of things out that I don't want, I no longer want. And so this is the little stack that I came up with. It's not as much as I was hoping. But it's, you know,
well,
so
it's something.
yeah. So this is the only one that I have started stitching, and this comes with a little hanger thing on it, and the sort of pre-shaped fabric. And I started stitching on it, but I didn't get very far because I just decided I really am not. I don't like it that much. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that I don't want to do it.
Now we're all shopping.
And then what prompted it was somebody had stitched one of these, what do you call it? Lavender and lace angels. And I had bought, this one is Guardian Angel, Angel of Hope, and Angel of Spring. And so they're
Hey,
really
this
pretty.
is mine.
Yeah, you gave it to me, and I didn't want it.
Well, I'll take this back.
Oh, okay.
That's cute.
I
forgot about
like
it.
this design a little bit, but
Where'd you get this?
there's a lot of this was a freebie that came with some fabric that I bought.
We won't let it leave the house. No, I like this.
So-
I forgot about this.
I like
Yeah.
this. This is cute. I don't know that I have time to stitch this, but
Yeah, that's what I was like. But it's really pretty, but
This
I'm
is
never
like
gonna stitch
Christmas little tiny motifs you can put on towels,
it. Yeah.
which was really nice.
2 cats things.
Not just Christmas. There's springy fall. There's pumpkins.
Yeah.
Ooh,
There's
this is pretty.
yeah, but I just figured, you know, they're really pretty, but I'm never gonna stitch them.
Yeah.
3 cat things.
So anyway, there's 3 of these lavender lace angel things.
I feel
And
nice.
and I really like them. They're very pretty, but they're large, and when at the time
Let me see 'em.
they're like you know, they're done on linen or whatever, and at the time I really didn't know how. I had never stitched on linen or anything like that, and they're like, you know, 2/2, blah blah blah, whatever. And there's Krynic, and there's beading, and a bazillion DMC colors.
And it's tiny to look at.
Yeah. And
Wow.
so yeah, and then when you're finished, you know, it's a big gigantic thing that you have to frame. And I was like, I they're really pretty to look at, but I don't want them. so yeah, so there's these 3 lavender and lace patterns, and yeah, so I just like,
I stole this from.
Let me see. What is that?
it's just a freebie that came with fabric. It's
Oh, that's pretty, like a
little
fall wreath.
Yeah, a
Oh,
seashell,
seashell.
seashell,
By the seashore.
seashell by the seashore.
Seashell.
Lately, I just love ocean stuff.
This was also mine.
Yeah. No, that wasn't. That was all.
Maybe.
That's mine.
Okay.
Anyway,
Anyway, so, and the other thing, the one I started is this ingredients of a happy home. So it comes with the fabric already, like,
This was
sewn.
mine. The
Yeah.
Catitudes one was mine. I remember this.
I don't think it was.
Yes, it was. I gave it to you.
I don't know. I don't want it anymore.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Oh.
It was mine. I don't want it anymore either. That's why I gave it to you.
But so this one, you know, it's. I think I was drawn to it because it's very blue. I like the little bird's nest, everything, but you know, I've stitched on it a little bit, and the more I look at it, the more like I don't really want it. And I think it was, yeah, it was a kit.
that's
I
really
think.
cute.
And so, like I said, it comes with the fabric already like sewn into this little point, and it comes with a little metal hanger, and then it came with the threads and everything else. But I just, like I said, I did a little bit of stitching on it, and then I decided I don't want to finish it.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
and somebody else had done this castle sampler. And I thought, I have that pattern, and I thought, yeah, but I don't think
Excuse me.
I don't want to do it.
Excuse me.
It has a million, billion colors, and it's
It
you know,
stresses
blended
me out
colors,
just looking
and
at it.
you know, and it's really pretty. The finished thing is really pretty, but you know, it's I don't want to do it.
I like the little minstrel.
And it's a Teresa Winsler design.
Wow.
Yeah. So, so I think we were talking about maybe doing them as giveaways, doing them as, you know, whatever. So, yeah.
Excuse me. Wow.
So anyway, yeah. I think I've gone through and you know, like I said, I lightened the load a little bit, and I haven't looked at necessarily all of my kits right now, but I think I've gone through and sort of purged, you know, some of them. So yeah.
Okay,
Well, that's
so
you.
Yeah.
So this week, what happened in our lives?
we went to the movies.
Monday we had a craft day. We didn't take any pictures. I'm sorry. We
Yeah.
just had a craft day. I helped Eve.
I have a
laying
picture
out-
of the when I laid
Excuse
out
me.
the whole quilt.
So
Sorry.
Yeah.
I helped
And-
Eve lay out her quilt and knitted a bit, and
Mm-hmm.
Rachel made her flower pens, and you cross stitched.
Mm-hmm.
And
What did I work on? Was I working on?
oh, we got lunch
pumpkin
also.
pie, or-
We got lunch, and then we crafted,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, I was working on pumpkin pie.
and then I helped Rachel get set up with a computer and a printer, which that
Mhm.
took a couple days because the printer and the modem, and anyway, we got it all worked out. And then we went to the movies. We went to see The Green Knight. I was very excited about it because Dev Patel. But-
I'd never heard of this movie. I didn't know what I was going to go see.
Yeah, it was the story of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight.
Yeah,
And-
I'm a little bit of an English lit nerd. When I was in college, in graduate school, English was my cognate field because as an undergrad, I had lots of hours in the College of Arts and Sciences that I needed, and I took a whole bunch of English classes. Most of them were like 200 level, just generic junky English classes. But because my advisor said, oh well, you need so many hours of upper level humanities or whatever. So I took a Dickens class, Shakespeare Tragedies class, and early English lit. And so then in graduate school, I used English as my cognate field, and I took something like some kind of Victorian, Romantic era English, and then Brit Lit since 1900. So anyway, somewhere along the line in there, I think in the early English lit class or something, we read, I think this was not on our required reading list, but our recommended reading list or something like that. So I bought Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, and so I was relatively vaguely familiar with the story. But I never really read it.
We heard that it was coming out, and I am a huge Dev Patel fan. And I saw the trailer. It looked really fantastic. Mm-hmm. So I said, "We're going." So we all went, and
it's a very dreamy, weird movie.
I felt like I had taken a psychedelic drug, and I'm like, I am a very smart person, and I like English movies and the lore and all that. But it was a little bit.
I really liked it.
I loved it. Visually, it was beautiful. And I was telling them earlier, it was now I don't mean this in a bad way, because actually it's very unique. It was the ugliest, meanest version of English countryside that I've ever seen in any movie. Usually they make it, these rolling green hills. This was a very sort of harsh, dark, like you think of dark medieval look to it. The landscapes were very harsh. And I say ugly, but I don't mean it because it was actually a visually beautiful movie. Mm-hmm. But it was also very, because there's so much symbolism and so much sort of, there's witchcraft and, so it was kind of a little bit confusing. I would like to watch it again with subtitles and
The headings in between each thing, I'm like, what the heck does that say?
Yeah, it's like...
the font was awful.
Because they use that sort of old English font,
But it's only on the screen for 3 seconds, so you don't have time
Sir
to read
Gawain
it.
and then it had each little, the Christmas game or whatever, in like little sections. But it was difficult to read like for just the flash. So one of them, I still don't know what it said. But so anyway... it was interesting, and I am glad I went, and it was visually beautiful, and Dev Patel was.
Oh, I enjoyed it. I just have no idea what I watched.
He was, as always, beautiful and a fantastic actor. He is one of the best actors of our time, and he. So it was really.
It was a great movie.
It was a good movie, good experience, but a little bit I'm like, wait, what?
You walk out of there going, what did I just watch?
Yeah.
I don't know what I watched.
It's a movie to digest over time, and I would like to watch it again with, like I said, with subtitles, so I can actually...
But I don't want to see what...
Be sure of the dialogue and...
I don't want to know what other people think of the movie. I want to know what I think of the movie,
Well, I know, but no, I'm just saying, I want to watch it again.
No. Yeah, I agree with that. But I mean, I don't want to go see what other people think about it. Or,
no.
Or, this means that, because, no, it means whatever it means to me.
Yeah, but it was interesting.
Yeah.
That if you've seen it, you'll understand why when that fox fabric, she showed us that fox fabric, we're like, that's like the movie.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And then last night, I want to say also this week I've had one of the best weeks physically that I've had. I got really tired. I get tired very easily with Graves and the medication I'm taking. But as far as like what made me sick last week, I was so sick last week. I have been a lot better. So that's been pleasant for me. But last night. We're always on rain watch. It's rained pretty often, but it had kind of stopped, and I thought, oh, it's not going to rain anymore. But last night we started hearing thunder, and there was a lot of lightning, and my cats
were like that, you know, at one we were sitting there, and I have my window just open a crack, you know, and so it was starting to rain. I was like, oh yeah, okay, it's raining, and the cats were on the bed and we're relaxing, and then like, you know, the thunder starts rumbling, and I'm like, oh good, it's real thunder. And then, like, at one point, the thunder got really loud, and my cats, like, their eyes got all huge, and Snug was on the bed, and he's, like, looking around, like, what was that? What was that? He's afraid of everything.
Well, my cats were, so in our fireplace, we have a gate that closes, and makes me sad to think about it, but just before Christmas, before everything bad happened, Mark had bought an electric fireplace log for us, because we had planned on having like a progressive dinner on Christmas Eve. So we thought it'd be fun to have that on, and it makes sound and light, and actually kind of stresses Eli out when I turn it on now, because I had it on while I was sick with COVID. After Mom died, I was homesick over Christmas, and I would have it on at night to kind of keep me company. And so whenever we turn it on now, Eli's like, I don't like that. But anyway, so because of that, it has a cord actually coming out of the fireplace to an outlet nearby. So where our gate isn't shut all the way. So there's like a little gap. And when we had it open further, Hobbs went in there and he like went into the fireplace. And I guess there's the flue and stuff that comes down on top. One day I looked at him and he was sitting in the kitchen and he had this black streak like this on his head. So funny. So I had to, we have to keep it as shut as we can without cutting off that cord, obviously. So it's open a little bit like this. And I think because it had been raining, I think the rain was hitting the top of the chimney that's metal. So it was making sound in there, and I'm sure it smelled different. Mm-hmm. So both cats were kind of over there by the fireplace, like sniffing and stuff. And it was thundering and lightning, and then all of a sudden it was one of those moments where there was a thunderclap right over the house. Just bam, and all the windows rattle and everything, and those cats, because I think they were right by the front wall, and it felt like it came from that side of the house. Those cats scattered. One ran past my TV tray, almost knocked my water down, and everything. It was so funny. I feel bad for them when they get scared, but it is so funny. Oh my gosh. But it was nice. We got a real torrential downpour.
Yeah, it thundered here for a long time before it started raining, and then it was just like the clouds opened up, and then we got the really loud thunder. But when I went to your house last night, I walked out and I was like,
so muggy. It's so humid.
Here, it's there's always the air is very dry. My paint's dry before I can get them on a canvas.
And usually, like in parts of the summer, you can see the rain fall, but it doesn't make it to the
reach
ground.
The ground. There's a lot of
evaporates. It's so dry.
Yeah,
but now,
we've had a lot of rain in the last couple of weeks, which last year we had a few drops, and it basically didn't rain. And all the weather's all the TV stations are on. Are we done with our drought? Okay, whether or not everything is wet enough, I don't know, but drought means it hasn't rained, and it's rained. So has it rained enough? Who knows?
And then I saw something about monsoon fatigue. I'm like, no, I never have monsoon fatigue.
And when you get cloudbursts like we do here in the Southwest, you have a lot of danger of flash flooding, and it could rain miles away from you and flash flood where you are. Mm-hmm. And there's been a couple of tragedies already, and so there's some serious issues with the cloudbursts. 16-year-old girl lost her life recently.
I remember was it a couple summers ago in Payson, a whole family.
Was wiped out. And it was just they're playing in the.
It was not raining where they were.
Mm-mm.
And I think I think as I remember there wasn't good reception there for them to get like warnings on their phone or whatever.
Yeah, we get
And
like those Amber Alert warnings, but we get for flash flood warnings.
But you can't. And even if you get one, you're kind of like, oh, for this area, well, but
they were on a river.
Where they were, it wasn't raining.
Mm-hmm.
It rained up the mountain, and so it was really.
It took the whole family away.
Yeah. When I was in Little Rock,
what's wrong?
There was a bad thunderstorm that went through. That there were several families that were camping in this one campground, and the campground was flooded, and lots of people were affected by it. Some people drowned, and lots of
scary
campgrounds were destroyed. But a friend of mine, he was actually my dentist. A guy went to my church. He and his wife, I think, went down there to sort of look at the devastation and look, the area. And there was a dog roaming around there.
Aww.
That was, all by itself, and it was like hanging around. I think its family was might have been among those that died in the flooding. And so they were like, they were able to capture the dog, and then like took it to the vet and got it checked out, and then like posted everywhere they could think of to post that, in case, because some people, were just like were evacuated, I guess. And so they thought, well, maybe his family got evacuated and he was lost, and left there on the thing. So they waited and couldn't find it. So then they ended up adopting the dog. And but I was going to say, I was just today. I'm part of a group of it's something about New Mexico, where where I grew up, and so people post pictures and things like that, and and somebody was a guy had posted about how he was in the shower, and his wife came to the as he was getting out of the shower, his wife's like, it's raining, and they went out and I was talking about how when I was a kid, I used to go out. We had a covered patio in the back, and whenever it would rain, a lot of times I would go out on the patio and stand there and smell the smells and watch the rain. Especially because when we lived out on the west side, we were up high or higher, above the city, and so you could look out our patio and see the whole city down below. And the mountains on the other side, and so you could see the rain. Sometimes you could see the rain coming from across the thing.
And I took a friend of ours, Jamie, up to maybe you were with us, up to the crest above Albuquerque. There's a mountain on one side, the Sandia Mountains on one side, and you can take the tram up there to the very top of the mountain. And there's an overlook, and you see the whole city. And we watched a rainstorm. I remember him freaking out because you were kind of above it, and you watched the whole rainstorm come through. And there was another time I was in, the Jemez Mountains, northwest of Albuquerque, at a Hummingbird Music Camp, where we kind of grew up going to camp there. And I was there working on an article, and so the kids were all in their classes, and I was just sitting out, and I saw, it's in a little valley, and I saw rain coming. And I don't know if certain parts of the country, and I think it's unique to the West, you can actually see a wall of rain, where, I just remember in Boston, Baltimore, it was just raining, everywhere. Yeah. But here, you can be across the street from the rain and see it right there. And that's kind of how it was. It just came right down the valley, and I sat there until I got soaked. It was so much fun because I watched it come across the camp, and it was I was here, and the shell was over there, and it was right there, and then it just walked down the valley toward me. Well, I'll never forget that. It's so cool, and and the air just changes, and it gets cold, but there's been times here in Phoenix where I'm driving and I'm sitting in an intersection and I am dry. My windshield is dry. But right across the intersection, it's a downpour. And you know, it's just so funny.
It's
so funny.
When I was in college or in the years between graduate school and when I moved to Little Rock, somewhere in there, there was a guy who used to write a column for the paper for the Albuquerque Journal, and he wrote. There was 1 year where we had what they call 100-year flood, where it rained so much that places were flooding. The city was flooding. People lost their lives, because like it was raining, especially like raining up in the mountains, and then this walls of water came down into the city, and don't eat my shoe. And
Naughty dog.
but one of the things he was talking about that I guess he and his wife like were seeing these big pine cones that were from the mountains, and his wife's like, that doesn't look right, it wasn't pine cones from the city, they were from the rain in the mountains, and then shortly after that was all the flooding. But one of the things he was talking about in this article, he was talking about how, in Albuquerque when it rains, people go stand in there, they stand at the doorway, or they stand at, like I used to do, on the patio. And I thought, I'm not the only one who does that, Yeah, I used to go walking in the arroyos and the puddles and
the deeper the puddle, the better. And we go walk through it. Yeah, it's a desert rat growing up.
Yeah.
But
but he was talking about how you stand there and watch the rain coming down. So. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna say goodbye on this rainy note. But we've had fun stitching with you guys, and happy August. And hopefully by next week I'll have 2 sleeves on this sweater. And we'll see how things go. Let us know what you're working on, and like and share, and hopefully stay tuned for some news from us. We have some projects in mind.
Yeah.
But thank you for our new subscribers. And
we're
getting
you very
close to 100.
Oh, really?
We're like at 76, 72.
I don't know.
A lot like that.
More than what we had last week.
So
we appreciate
kind of
every single one of you.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, we're very happy. And so anyway, have fun in your craft, and we'll see you next week.
Right.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.